Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the Small Story Big Lesson Episode 3. Once upon a time in ancient Japan, there was a renowned archer named Hiroshi. He was famous for his incredible skill with the bow and arrow, winning numerous competitions and garnering much praise. However, despite his success, Hiroshi felt a void within him. He was always anxious, obsessively focused on winning and hitting the bullseye every single time. This pressure began to weigh heavily on him. One day, Hiroshi heard about a Zen master named Kenshin, who lived in a secluded monastery high in the mountains. Kenshin was known for his deep wisdom and tranquility. Desperate for inner peace, Hiroshi decided to seek Kenshin's guidance. After a long and arduous journey, Hiroshi finally reached the monastery. He bowed deeply before Kenshin and explained his predicament. Kenshin listened patiently and then invited Hiroshi to stay and practice archery with him for a while. Hiroshi eagerly agreed, expecting to learn advanced techniques and secret tricks. However, to his surprise, Kenshin handed him a simple bow and led him to a tranquil garden. "Hit the target," Kenshin said calmly. Hiroshi took aim and, with practiced precision, shot an arrow that hit the bullseye perfectly. He looked at Kenshin, expecting praise, but the Zen master simply nodded and said, "Now, shoot again, but this time, do not focus on the target." Confused but curious, Hiroshi tried to follow the instruction. He drew his bow and released the arrow, but it missed the target by a wide margin. Frustrated, he looked at Kenshin for an explanation. Kenshin smiled and said, "The essence of archery, and indeed of life, is not about hitting the target. It is about being present in the moment and finding peace in the act itself." For the next few weeks, Kenshin had Hiroshi practice archery daily, but with a twist. He instructed Hiroshi to focus on his breath, the feel of the bow, the sound of the wind, and the rhythm of his movements, rather than the target. Slowly, Hiroshi began to understand. He started to find joy in the process of drawing the bow and releasing the arrow, without worrying about where the arrow landed. One evening, after a particularly serene practice session, Kenshin took Hiroshi to a cliff overlooking the vast, peaceful valley below. The sun was setting, casting a golden hue over the landscape. "Watch," Kenshin said, as he drew his own bow and released an arrow into the sky. The arrow soared gracefully, illuminated by the setting sun, and then disappeared into the distance. Kenshin turned to Hiroshi and said, "Sometimes, the beauty lies in the act itself, not in the result. When you let go of the need to control the outcome, you find true mastery and inner peace." Hiroshi reflected deeply on these words. He realized that his obsession with results had blinded him to the simple joys of archery and life itself. From that day on, Hiroshi practiced with a calm mind and an open heart, savoring each moment. His archery improved, but more importantly, he found the inner peace he had been seeking. Years later, Hiroshi became a revered master, teaching others not just the skill of archery, but the wisdom of embracing the journey over the destination. His story spread far and wide, inspiring many to find fulfillment in the present moment, rather than being consumed by the pursuit of results. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the inspiration with others. Stay focused on process, not the result.